big deer, man. Alright. This is the goddamn road, bird. Yeah, look at the color of the wacky.
Welcome back to Newfound Gap. What a wonderful day. Tons of great weather here. Okay, so continuing on the Appalachian Trail. I'm expecting this to be a pretty short and very miserable day. Here I am at the, I think it's like Frozen Spring Shelter or something. Cold Spring Shelter. Which is not too far away from Newfound. It's gonna be a really short day today because it's freaking cold outside. I do not really want to go out there. There's no reason for me to go out there. I'm just gonna do a big day tomorrow instead, so yeah, see ya. Leaving this shelter at 10 a.m. Nice big shelter, very cozy in the rain yesterday. And today I'm aiming to do a fairly big day again. Once again in the rain, don't love it. But if I've got to do it, I've got to do it. And I'm back on trail. Let's get this over with. 20 miles and I'm out of the worst of the Smokies, so that's my goal. Everyone I'm hiking around is really keen to get out of the Smokies. It's been terrible rain for today, this morning, and also yesterday, of course. And the weather forecast is nothing good about Thursday. Absolutely nothing good about Thursday. That's tomorrow. Apparently there's going to be 100-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts up here in the Smokies, which is something I'm pretty keen to avoid. So that means doing as much distance as I can while it's relatively dry on Wednesday before just hunkering down. I've learned that hypothermia is a bit of a beast I need to contend with and take very, very seriously. Definitely the thing that's most likely to really, really seriously screw up my trip, I think. So this is apparently one of the best views in the park. Spectacular. Lots of these skyline ridge things, drop offs on both sides. I'm sure it would have been pretty good in better weather. With these clouds, it sort of feels like I'm circling the same mountain peak forever. Sometimes, if you look long enough into the void looks back into you. Sorry.
No view there.
But a big scree slope. Cool stuff. There are still patches of snow up here, which is kind of crazy. Tri-corner shelter. Seems like a nice spot. I'm pushing on though. I'm going to the next one. Here's something you really want at a shelter that's a day's walk from the nearest road. Wheelchair accessibility. Even with views this good, on one of the highest points of the Appalachian Trail, there is still no reception. It's good to have these views at all though. I was kind of worried I wouldn't see any today, but this is pretty great. Not too long and I'll leave this pine forest, which is going to be an interesting change. Pine forest served me pretty well for the last however long it was since Queenman's Dome, 45 kilometers. But it looks like I'm descending from it now, which is pretty timely because there's apparently a storm coming. I've gone down from around 1900 meters around lunchtime to about 1400 meters now. And the landscape has changed. These trees aren't getting so common anymore. It looks like the Smoky Mountains microbiome is ending, which is nice because I'm pretty keen to get out of this place. I'm pretty keen to move on to new pastures and hopefully ones with less unpredictable weather. We're all about to trek out into the rain. I think I might only go about 11 kilometers today because screw this. There's the last hill on the Smoky Mountains. Good riddance. So much rain. I was hoping to go fast, and as soon as I start deciding to go fast, there's tons and tons of rain, which doesn't stop for 3 days and won't stop tomorrow either. So that's actually 4 days. People say the Smokies is one of the hardest parts of the Appalachian Trail, but I definitely, absolutely disagree. It's actually the easiest section I've had of the entire Appalachian Trail so far. But the thing is, the weather is just really unpredictable. Like, people have been saying there's been a lot of snow a few days ago. There will probably be snow tonight or tomorrow around here, which is one reason why I wanted to get the frick off of this mountain. And on top of that, it's just a very unusual bit of terrain. There's lots of rocks. So although it's pretty easy to actually travel, it's just a weird, wild place. And I think that's why people kind of consider it one of the hardest ones. The Smokies are also just unfair to anyone who bails off the trail every time it rains, because depending on your pace, you could go for 4 or 5 days without even seeing a road or nearing a road. So getting off trail and also getting trail magic is much harder here. Ultimately though, the Smokies are a pretty nice place sometimes. Well, I thought this day was going to be a rainy hell based on the forecast, but it's turned out to be kind of nice. That down there is the last hut in the Smokies, and look at all these green leaves. It's spring again. I am pretty sure that I won't get hypothermia in these temperatures. It's very, very warm right now. Well, goodbye, Smoky Mountains. Hello, some random mountain in Tennessee. You know, when it's below 15 degrees Celsius, I think that's 60 degrees Fahrenheit, rain becomes a pretty deadly thing that you kind of have to avoid at basically all costs. But then above that, it doesn't matter. Take your shirt off, dance in the rain. It's completely fine, no consequences apart from you getting completely drenched, no matter whether you like it or not. So, you better like it. I have to say, this rain actually makes for some really good air conditioning going uphill. Well, I wasn't expecting that much rain. I'm not sure I can physically get any more drenched than this. And the Appalachian Trail has turned into the Appalachian River. Well, climbing 2,000 feet in the rain isn't usually my idea of fun. That being said, I think the views are worth it. I'm not sure I've seen such a complex cloud structure before in my life. I would absolutely launch the drone, but I'm kind of worried that thing might interfere with the signal. I think my feet have slid from beneath me like 15 times now. Haven't really fallen over yet, but I've done the splits. Sounds like there's another thunderstorm coming. Just reached the shelter. Imagine my surprise when I found out that the shelter was completely empty despite being surrounded by tents. People were scared of a mouse there, but not really much of a problem. There were mice at both of the last shelters. They didn't really bother me too much. I'm just going to make sure my food is properly secured. Nice spot. See you in the morning.